In part 1, we discussed simple method and interest method of calculating interest on drawings, and in part 2, we'll discuss more rules of calculating interest on drawings. Let's begin. Rule number 1. When amount is withdrawn during the year and time of drawing is not mentioned in the question, then interest on drawings will be calculated for 6 months. That is, the date of drawing is not mentioned in the question, then interest should be given for 6 months flat. Let's discuss a question. R is a partner in a firm. He withdrew rupees 40,000 during the year and interest on drawings be charged at the rate 8% per annum. Calculate interest. So to find out, the date is not mentioned here and the word during the year is given. It means we have to apply the rule number 1 to calculate the interest on drawings. Means we have to calculate for 6 months as date of drawing is not mentioned in this question. So we'll be applying the simple method. Interest on drawings equals to amount withdrawn multiplied by rate upon 100 multiplied by months upon 12. So the amount withdrawn given in the question is rupees 40,000. Rate of interest is 8% and 6 months is to be taken as per the rule number 1. So rupees 1600 will be paid by R as interest on drawings. Let's discuss rule number 2. When the rate of interest on drawings is mentioned without the word per annum, then interest on drawings will be calculated for 12 months, that is for full year. In this, the formula to be used is interest on drawings equals to amount withdrawn multiplied by rate upon 100. Here in this case, months upon 12. If we take months will be 12. So that will be 12 divided by 12 will be reduced to only 1. So it is not being mentioned in the formula also. Let's discuss the question. R is a partner in a firm. He withdrew rupees 40,000 during the year and interest on drawings be charged at the rate 8%. Calculate interest. So in this, the rate is mentioned whereas the word per annum is not given. So rule number 2 will be applied to calculate the interest on drawings, that is amount withdrawn multiplied by rate upon 100. Amount withdrawn is given in the question as rupees 40,000 and rate is 8 upon 100. Thus, the amount of rupees 3,200 will be paid by R as interest on drawings. Now let's move on to the rule number 3. Here, rule number 3 is when equal amount is withdrawn at equal intervals during the year, then interest on drawings be calculated by using this formula. That is total amount withdrawn multiplied by rate upon 100 multiplied by average period multiplied by 1 by 12. In this formula, we can make it out. There are two important terms, that is total amount withdrawn and average period. Let us understand. The total amount withdrawn is to be calculated by using the formula amount withdrawn multiplied by number of times amount withdrawn. Please understand that the equal intervals says that multiple times the amount is withdrawn during the year. The gap is equal between the two installments, two drawings, and equal amount is also withdrawn. So total amount withdrawn is amount withdrawn multiplied by number of times amount withdrawn. And the average period will be calculated by using this formula. Time left after first drawing plus time left after last drawing divided by 2. So in this formula, we have to understand how to calculate the time left after first drawing or time left after last drawing. This should be related to the financial year. Now see that this average period should be used only when the amount of each drawing is equal. So if the partner is withdrawing different amounts and the the gap between them is equal, please see that this method cannot be applied. So particularly the amount of drawing needs to be equal, and time gap between each drawing should also be equal. That is, if after every 1 month there is a gap of 1 month, right, or there is a gap of 2 months, or there is a different gaps, but the gap needs to be equal also. Let's use some examples to understand. So here to understand, please see that the equal intervals have been classified under 3 types. 1, the amount is withdrawn in the beginning of each month, or it can be amount withdrawn in the middle of each month, or the amount withdrawn at the end of each month during the financial year, right? So the financial year is consisting of full 12 months. So to calculate the average period, we have to understand that the financial year, which is of consisting of 12 months, we have to see that how to calculate this time left after first drawing. So if we take the financial year starting on 1st April 2024 and ending on 31st March 2025, let's see that to calculate the average time, we have to go for this first case when the amount is withdrawn in the beginning of each month. So we have 12 months, right? And in the beginning of each month means the amount will be withdrawn on 1st April. Beginning means first day of the first month, right? Similarly, will be withdrawn on 1st May, 1st June, and so on, right? So time left in the financial year after the first drawing is, see, if we are withdrawing on 1st April, so time left is full 12 months, right? 12 months left. Then time left after last drawing. For last drawing, see that the last month is March, and on 1st, that is the beginning of the month, first day of the March, that is 1st March, the last drawing will be made. So how much time is left in this financial year? We say that only 1 month, that is March. So 12 plus 1 divided by 2 will be 13 by 2, that is 6.5 months. So average period in this case, in the first case, is calculated as 6.5 months. For the second case, suppose if the amount is withdrawn in the middle of each month, in the middle means, please see that middle of April is 15th of April, right? So similarly, every 15th of every month, the amount will be withdrawn. So we have to concentrate on the first drawing and on the last drawing. The first drawing will be made on 15th of April. If the amount is withdrawn on 15th of April, how much time is left? We say that half of April and these 11 months. So total 11.5 months left after the first drawing, and time left after the last drawing. The last month is March, and amount will be withdrawn on 15th of March. So time left in the March is only half month. So 11.5, that is time left after first drawing, plus 0.5, that is time left after last drawing, divided by 2, that is 12 by 2 equals to 6 months. So if the amount is withdrawn in the middle of each month, then this average period, that is 6 months, will be calculated. Now let's discuss the case number 3. If the amount is withdrawn at the end of each month. So at the end of each month, again throughout the year we have to see that it will be withdrawn on last day of every month, that is 30th April, then 31st of May, and so on. And the last drawing will be made on 31st, that is the last day of the month, that is 31st of March, right? Now see that the time left after the first drawing, the first drawing will be made in this case, will be 30th April, So if the amount is withdrawn on 30th April, how much time is left? We say that 11 months are left. And the time left after the last drawing will be made on the 31st March. So time left is 0. So 11 plus 0 divided by 2 gives us 11.2, that is 5.5 months. In this case, what we have learned, that if the equal intervals are there, it can be in the beginning of each month, in the middle of each month, and at the end of each month. What was very important to know, how we have to find out the time left after first drawing, how we have to calculate the time left after the last drawing. We have calculated the average period 6.5, 6 months and 5.5 respectively for these cases. Let's discuss the question to understand the concept better. The question: calculate the interest on drawings of Mr. R at the rate 10% per annum for the year ended 31st March 2025 in each of the following cases. In the question, we have been given that Mr. R is drawing the amount and the interest be given at the rate 10% per annum. And the case number 1 is if he withdrew rupees 5,000 per month in the beginning of every month. So please understand that, as we have discussed, that there are 12 months in the financial year. So he has withdrawn the amount 12 times in a year, right? The formula to be used is being recorded here as we discussed. Interest on drawings equals to total amount withdrawn multiplied by rate upon 100 multiplied by average period multiplied by 1 by 12. Now we should see how we have calculated the total amount withdrawn here. Total amount withdrawn multiplied by number of times amount withdrawn. So 5,000 is withdrawn, and how many times? 12 times in a year, right? In the beginning of every month means on 1st April, 1st May, 1st June and 1st of March. This way 12 times the amount was withdrawn. Instead of writing it as 60,000, we will be writing in the simpler form so as to have the simpler calculations. Next, we have to calculate the average period. Let's calculate time left after first drawing and time left after last drawing. Since it is in the beginning of each month, so time left after the first drawing is 12 months and the last drawing will be made on 1st March. Time left after first drawing 1 month. So it becomes 13 by 2. Writing it in the same form 13 by 2 so as to have the easy calculations. Putting up the values, this is the total amount withdrawn and rate is given 10 upon 100, whereas average period is 13 upon 2 multiplied by 1 by 12. Thus rupees 3,250 is to be paid by the partner R. So this question was in the beginning of every month. Let's move on to the case number 2, where the amount 5,000 per month will be withdrawn in the middle of every month. As we have already discussed, the average period and the total amount withdrawn will remain same here also. Please see that 5,000 multiplied by 12 because we are withdrawing the amount in the middle of every month. So we have 12 months, 12 times the amount is withdrawn. Writing it in the simple form 5,000 multiplied by 12, putting up this value here in the formula. Next we have to calculate the average period. Let's see how we have to calculate time left after the first drawing. The first drawing would have been made on 15th of April. So from 15th April to 31st March, time left is 11.5 and the last drawing would have been made on 15th of March. So time left is half month. Now total becomes 12 by 2 and 6 months. 6 months is being the value of the average period. So after the calculation, we find that rupees 3,000 will be paid by the partner as interest on drawings. Now let's discuss case number 3. So in this case, if the partner R has withdrew rupees 5,000 per month at the end of the every month, then the formula to be used is the same. Total amount withdrawn multiplied by rate upon 100 multiplied by average period and 1 by 12. Now see that in all these cases we have noticed that the amount is withdrawn rupees 5,000 throughout the year. So for 12 months means the total amount withdrawn in all these cases was 5,000 multiplied by 12. To calculate the average period, let's begin. Since it is at the end of every month, we'll be withdrawing the money at the end of every month. Please check here that the first drawing will be made on 30th of April. So time left after 30th of April is 11 months, and the last drawing would have been made on 31st of March. So in this year, time left for withdrawing the benefit is 0. So 11 plus 0 divided by 2, 11 by 2. 11 by 2 is the average period. Putting up the values in the formula. So 5,000 multiplied by 12, then rate 10 upon 100, 11 by 12 and 1 by 12. The amount is rupees 2,750 as interest on drawing will be paid by partner to the firm. So in all these three cases we have noticed that the amount withdrawn is to be calculated by multiplying it 12 times, and average period was changing on the basis of if the amount is withdrawn at the beginning or at the end or in the middle of the year, each month. With this, I hope you have understood, and in my next video we'll discuss more questions based on rule number 3 and some HOTS. Please do subscribe and like my channel. Thank you.